The OnePlus 13r and the iQOO Neo 10 Pro are going to be launching in India really soon. And in my opinion, these two will definitely be the most value for money performance oriented smartphones. And amongst these two, which one should you keep an eye out for? So without wasting any precious time, let us begin. Now both these smartphones have been launched in China. For the OnePlus, you have the OnePlus Ace 5 and the iQOO Neo 10 Pro is called as the iQOO Neo 10 in China. And with that said, let's take a look at the specifications of both these smartphones. Now when you take a quick glance at the specifications, both might seem like they have really identical specs, and that is actually true, but there are very small differences here and there. For example, on the iQOO you get UFS 4.1, whereas on the OnePlus you get UFS 4.0. And similarly, when it comes to refresh rate, you get 144Hz on iQOO and 120Hz on the OnePlus 13R. And similarly, when it comes to the camera, the OnePlus has an additional camera, whereas the iQOO can shoot at 8K. Now, even when you take a look at the battery, the OnePlus has a slightly bigger battery, but on the iQOO you have faster wired charging. So there are small differences like this here and there, but the overall internals like the processor, the RAM, the storage, the amount of storage all seem to be similar. And one thing that you have to consider is that it's not necessary that these companies will directly ship these smartphones with these same specifications, because they might change things like the battery size, things like that. So that's one thing we have to keep an eye out for. So before going on to the main topic on which one should you consider, let's take a look at the things that will differ between both these smartphones. Now, even though the specifications like the processor, RAM are similar on both these smartphones, there will definitely be differences, especially when it comes to heating, the stability. Because if your smartphone heats up and is not stable, no matter what processor you have, your gaming experience or say even regular everyday tasks will definitely be affected. So heating / stability is something that you will have to look out for. Next one is definitely the camera. Now, of course, both have 50 megapixel primary sensors, but it's not only the sensor that matters, it's also the tuning that both these companies are going to offer. So at the end of the day, the output, the image, how it looks, the colors, is it oversaturated or is it true to life? All these things matter a lot, and it's also user preference. Now, I am a person who loves a more natural look, whereas some of my friends like the saturated look a camera gives. So again, this is also personal preference, but again, if you are planning to buy one of these smartphones, make sure you compare the cameras in person and see which suits your style and then make a purchase. The third thing is definitely the battery life. Now, on paper, both have kind of nearly similar battery sizes, with the OnePlus 13R having a slightly bigger battery. Now, in real world usage, many things affect the battery life. For example, like I mentioned before, heating, stability issues. If everything is good, you will get good battery life. But if the phone thermal throttles and there is a lot of heating, then the battery life will definitely suffer. So if that 1 or 2 hours of extra battery life is important to you, then definitely make sure to check which one has the better battery life. And the final thing to look out for when buying the smartphone is something that I also feel is overlooked, and that is in-hand feel. Now, most smartphones have that blocky design, but still certain smartphone manufacturers like to add a subtle curve at the back so that the smartphone fits well in your hand. Now, I would highly suggest you to try out these two smartphones and get a feel of how they feel in your hand, and then based on which one you like, you can also make a purchase. And with that said, even though the smartphones have nearly identical specs and they might also perform identically, these are certain things that you have to look out for before making a purchase. And with that said, the main question, which one should you consider? Which one should you buy once they launch? All that comes down to the pricing. Now, in the Chinese market, both the OnePlus 13R and the iQOO Neo 10 Pro have been priced at 2,300 yuan, which is approximately 27,000 rupees. And of course, they are definitely not going to launch it at 27,000 rupees. And if they do, that would be surprising, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to do that. But let's rewind a few months back and take a look at the launch prices of the iQOO Neo 9 Pro and the OnePlus 12R. Now, during launch, the iQOO Neo 9 Pro launched at 36,000 rupees, whereas the OnePlus 12R launched at 40,000 rupees. And at that time, if someone would have asked me which one should you go, the iQOO 9 Neo Pro or the OnePlus 12R, I would have definitely suggested the iQOO. Not that the OnePlus 12R was bad, it is an amazing phone, At the end of the day, saving that 4,000 rupees is actually beneficial because you are not going to get anything super different between both the smartphones. Now, even when it comes to OS, it's not much of a difference. You do get ads and bloatware on both these smartphones. It's not like you're going to get a clean user experience on the OnePlus like you used to before. So those were certain things that made me suggest the iQOO over the OnePlus 12R. But if OnePlus actually learned from their past experience, I think they will price the OnePlus 13R very competitively. And if that happens, then it is going to be a tough choice between the iQOO Neo 10 Pro and the OnePlus 13R. And with that said, if someone from either one of these companies is watching this video, I would actually like to get a review sample because I would love to test these smartphones in depth. And if I get both in hand, would love to compare both of them. And if you're interested in sending, please let me know. And with that said, thanks for watching. And this here is Suman signing off once again, and a very happy new year. Catch you later.